So good day everyone, here's a Peter from MBS, which stands for Metal Hard Beating. In Polish it is Metalowe, Bicie, Serca. And today my guest is Mike from Whiteout. Mike, as James Hetfield, is a political face of Metallica. Tom Araya is a political face of Slayer. Are you a media face of Whiteout, or it is rather divided between you all?
Well, it's actually divided by us all. It comes down to what an interviewer like you want from us. If you want to talk about gear, if you, for example, want to drum gear, our drummer would be better suited than me because I have no freaking idea about any instruments. I just can scream and do a little bit of singing. And when it would be about business or marketing, then I probably would be the right person to talk to. So yeah, it's kind of divided by what we as a band can do best.
Okay, so now do you remember why you call yourself Whiteout? What is the origin of a name?
We don't have, how do I say it, like a sexy or original for our band name, because as far as I remember, our guitarist Tim was like, I have a cool name, it's called Whiteout, I play SS6. SS6 is a snowboard game, I think on the PS2, and it was just like a mountain, a mission there, which was called Whiteout, and we rolled with it. So yeah, no special history in that name.
Okay. Now, do you remember some kind beginning of Whiteout? How did you just said we wanna do something together, or one by one you are joining to Whiteout?
Well, it all started in 2015. Tim and Ricky, both who play the guitar and do all the recording for the band, started this project. How it came together, I don't know. As far as I know, it was in 2015, the end of 2015. They met somewhere, probably in a bar in Zurich, and came to the conclusion they need to do music and need the right people for it. So I was the first person they acquired. After that, Michu, the bass player, and at last second, the drummer, Danu, which we got. Or it was funny because we got a show and we needed a drummer, and we settled for that we won't find a drummer for that show. So we were ready to just get a drum machine, something like that. But he came like last minute for the rescue and played the drums, and then was like blown away by the show, by playing live, and was like, okay, I want to do it. I want to play with you guys and do some cool music together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if you know band like Sisters of Mercy from England.
No, sadly not.
It is the one band, it is gothic rock, who doesn't have drummer. The idea is that the whole drums is playing by a drum machine. That's why I'm talking about it. How do look your process of creating music? Is anyone composing it, or just, for example, guitarist brings an idea and you all develop it? How does it look in a Whiteout?
It looks like the following. We have Ricky and Tim who play the guitar, and they just write the music, and we do more the other ones, like me, the bass player and the drummer. do like evaluation. So they write the song, upload it to the cloud, and there we have an Excel file where we give feedback, what we like, what we don't like, and we roll from there. But like the responsibility of writing songs for the time being is like on their hands. So they write the songs and we just give our feedback to it, and this is how we go through creating a song.
Okay, everyone who loves music, and I'm sure you love music when you play it, when you create it, has a favorite artist. What are your favorite artists, like a top 3 for example?
So on number one would be Bring Me the Horizon. Then second place, Jesus. I go with some rap. I say Logic. I love Logic. And then number 3, oh Jesus Christ. I do a lot of I train a lot with Queen, so I would place on number 3 Queen.
Okay.
For right now, but next week it probably changes.
So you're like a water. You can change direction in any moment when you hear something which will be outstanding for you. Like you hear like this is it. Like in one week I listen this artist, and in another week I can try to something new. Something new will beat my heart.
Yeah, it's really like I don't have like, I think the most consistent band I listen to is Bring Me the Horizon, but okay. Just because they changed the music through the years, because they started like super heavy and now they're like completely different from what they do back in the day. So I think that's why I listened to them since I started screaming. And yeah, all the other music is like completely different. It's just on the mood, on the day, I listen to quite everything.
Okay, this is the kind of a diversity, and this diversity was a bit killed by the pandemic, by the time of no shows and kind of decay, mental decay. How do you as a Whiteout and you personally survived the pandemic restrictions in Swiss?
For me, personal, I'm just weird. I'm not the most social person. I just like to be alone. So I had no problem with just staying here and sitting in front of my desk and doing like work and hanging around in my room because I do so much on my PC. I'm just I'm born inside a PC. So like this whole thing it didn't change much for me because I never went outside anyway. But for the band, I don't know how the other members experienced it. I think quite positive. There was never like a problem inside that somebody was like, hey guys, I can't take it anymore. Or it wasn't communicated through the band. But when I look at the whole picture as a band, how we went forward instead of being like, we can't do anything. We focused more on writing music and on the strategy of being like, taking the band a step further, saying like, okay, let's invest some money into marketing, into business, into getting this thing going. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for this honest and I think emotional answer for my question. Now it will be a question in some kind of a joke. When you started to torture your parents with your screaming and with your loud music, and when did you start to singing or screaming? Because you said you rather not singing, screaming is for you better. When does it all start in your case?
It started, I think, with around 15, like more than 10 years ago. It started with trying to scream, but disturbing my parents with my screaming in my room. But I don't know what was the fire that came with it, the push that said like, oh, I need to do that. That's a good thing to do, because all of my friends did some football, hockey, like sports, and I was like the only weirdo who was like, I just close me in a room and I start to scream. Sadly I have no memory of why I did that. But yeah.
Okay, so your kind of music, which is hard to precise name it, but is I think the closest to the metalcore, is not extremely popular. Why have you decided to play such kind, I may risk to say, declarated heavy music?
I think, as you said, you can define it. You could put it in the box of metalcore, which makes sense when it comes down to Googling it, for finding us on the internet. But when you would ask the band, it's just like, we do music that we like to do, and it seems like we ended up in this kind of subgenre. But when I look at the whole picture, how we write songs or how the upcoming songs sound like, it also could be identified as somebody wrote me like, oh, you do some trash core, or they wrote me, oh, you're a rock band, or you sound kind of like Bring Me, you sound like, it's completely differently perceived. But for us, it's just making music, and we ended up doing like heavy music in that case.
Okay, now it will be some kind of open question and personal question outside, in some sense, of Whiteout. Mm-hmm. Do you think that religion beliefs, political views should be put into the lyrics? For example, I will show you the two completely different stances, like Skillet, a hard rock American band, which stands for believing in God, preaching the faith. And the second one is from my country, Poland, Adam Nergaldarski from Behemoth, who tore publicly apart Bible. What do you think?
I think there is no right or wrong, because it's like creating music is art, and writing lyrics is also art. I think it's more important that you can stand behind what you write, or be like, that what we show the people, that's what we stand behind it. So I don't see a problem with writing political lyrics, writing controversial lyrics, writing lyrics about religion, positive, negatively. I think there's everywhere space for it. I think the most important factor is to stand behind it. So we also have a song which is called Hate, which is a little bit more in the spectrum of politics. And the whole band is like, oh, we like the lyrics, we like what it's all about, it, like the background story, like we stand behind it, we don't have a problem if somebody gets like pissed off or is like, oh, this is controversial, or I don't like it, like why do you do that, guys? Well, yeah, sorry that we kind of pissed you off, and that's just how we roll.
I think so. So I think kind of demand from you to the lyrics was that like person who is writing the lyrics is doing what she's saying. So she's practicing what she's preaching, like Testament album. Like you stand behind what you wrote, because it is just kind of your art. Now, coming back to the topics of live shows and so on, do you have one favorite show? And one show which is rather bad, or just, I don't know, medium? And the second part of the question, do you feel stressed? Do you feel stressed before coming onto the stage, before people?
To your first question, like my favorite show would be, or which is engraved inside my brain, would be the first show we ever played, because it was just such a blast. It was like, yeah, seeing all those people, it was completely sold out, 200 peoples, and it was just awesome to see that so many people came, and it was just a superb show. When I look back, I never played a show which I didn't like in that case. When I didn't like something, it was more like that it just didn't sound good on the stage because the equipment wasn't right, or something was defect. Then I would consider it a bad show, or not a bad show, but just like not the best one. But I personally liked every show we played, because it's just cool to play shows, cool to see people rocking to our music. And yeah, it sounds maybe a little bit cheesy, but I love all our shows. And to the second, could you repeat the second question? I'm very sorry.
Do you feel stressed before entering on the stage when you see a crowd of people?
I personally don't. I don't know why, but I remember like the first show I ever played, it wasn't with Whiteout. It was like a school project. There I was freaking out. I was just singing and looking like this to the floor the whole time. And this was horrible. This was a horrible experience. But after that, it just kind of went away. Like, I just go to the stage and do my thing. And yeah, so I don't feel any stress. It probably has to do because I feel pretty confident in what I do. So I don't feel any shame of doing it or showing it. So yeah.
Okay, I think about another question. Did you had the possibility to see Bring Me the Horizon live?
Yeah, I saw them, I think, just once here in Switzerland.
When was it? Do you remember?
Oh, sheesh.
Like only a year.
Whoa. I need to look this up. I don't remember the year. I just remember that a lot of people that I know today, which I didn't know before, were watching this show. Well, yeah, it's a couple of years ago.
Okay, but I think the most important point is that you had possibility to see your idols live, which is really, really amazing. I remember when I was in Katowice, in Spodek, it is a concert hall, and I see Metalowe, American power metal band, who was first in Poland after 20 years of career.
Sheesh!
Yeah, they were always touring like Germany, Swiss, even Czech Republic, Russia, but never in Poland. I don't know why.
So a big moment for you.
Okay. Now I've got another question for you, which comes straightly from article which I once read in Metal Hammer. There was a part of quotation said by Gene Simmons from Kiss and similar by Rob Halford from Judas Priest, that streaming apps like Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music are killing the selling of albums and killing the rock music. But from another side, we see young artists who say like, it is wonderful because we can promote our music because it is much easier. We can reach much more people than just in selling albums. What is your opinion? Is it a good, bad, or you can't say clearly one of answers?
I would say, like, I see both points. Both points have, both opinions have like legit points. But I would more lean to the younger generation, or to the generation who says like streaming is actually pretty neat. One point of streaming is like we can reach people. We can like reach like as a band 20 years. When we go back in time 20 years, we couldn't reach those people because it wouldn't be possible. There wouldn't be the tools that we have right now. and it would just cost a fortune to reach somebody from America, to reach somebody from another country. So that's today like super effective, super cheap, and you all can do it yourself. So I think the DIY mentality is today much bigger than it was, or it seems like much bigger than it was before, because you have all those tools which you can use and which are not only for the professionals. And yeah, when it comes down, Spotify is one thing, but you also have like more streams of income as a band than you had before. Like you have so many opportunities to make money online as a band digitally. You could like NFT, which is I think blockchain based, non-fungible tokens, where you could do all your artworks. You could sell them there. You can do a Patreon. You can, like, people pay you like $5 a month and support your project. You have Spotify. You have all the streaming platforms. Yeah, when it comes down to buying CD and the stream, of course, buying a CD gives you more money, but you also need to create the CDs. You also need to ship them. You need to do all those other works. With streaming, you just upload it and everybody in the whole world can listen to it. So I think it's just more like a mentality thing and how you approach it. So I personally be more on the stance of today, for little artists, for independent artists, it's probably cooler than it was back in the days.
Okay, so your stance is more like being flexible. To adjust yourself to the situation, to use every opportunity to promote yourself.
Yeah, because there's so many opportunities and you can do it yourself. You don't need a professional team. You don't need somebody from the industry to get you in the industry. You can launch yourself into the industry. Like, this opportunity got way bigger than it was before, where you just had like, you need the connection to the people. If you don't have it, you don't make it. Today it's really like you upload a track to TikTok, next day you wake up and it just is blown, and now you make a fortune with your one track you released. I mean, of course it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens more than we think. It's like, it's just interesting to see how everything is evolving and how many opportunities are available for the everyday person.
So with these all opportunities, we may say, as advertisement creators, that sky is the limit. In some sense.
Yeah, I would say like today it's never been easier to get your stuff across. It was never easier to get your music into America. Like, you reached out to us through Facebook. We don't know you, you don't know us, but you found us somewhere. You found us like randomly, maybe on Spotify, maybe on YouTube, maybe an article, I don't know. But that wouldn't be possible 20 years ago. That would, like, you never would hear anything about us. Only if we were a big band, but we aren't.
You know, some in the 70s, 80s, I read about it in Metallica Slayer autobiography, where you are going to the music shop, bringing your CDs and taking another, and your CDs were leaving, sending, and you were hoping that some kind of a big industry will see you, will promote you. This was the only hope, and now we've got whole group of possibilities. And I'm thinking about another question, because before we were setting up, exactly, you asked me about my opinion about diversity, especially in the context of LGBTQ plus community. And I've got a question. I will reverse the question, because we've got like a Freddie Mercury, which was bisexual through his life. Rob Halford, who is homosexual, and for the last it is Gal from Gorgoroth, black metal, very famous band from Norway. Do you think that heavy metal, death metal, metalcore can, I don't like the word collaborate, can cooperate with such a hard topic like a diversity, because you know the stereotype about metal is like an extra man with a skin, leather, and you know, and a group of women behind him, and now this image is crushed. Can you think that this combination might work?
I don't. It needs to work. It's like rock, like the whole metal scene is dead if it doesn't accept this fact, because it's just the future is 2021. Like, it's just here. People need to be open-minded and accept that the world changes, the people change. That, yeah, it's not like get away with the old beliefs. How something
talking about diversity, and once you said that metal has to accept diversity.
Exactly. I just start from there again. Get this a little bit here. Here we go. So yeah, regarding your question, I believe, or I think, like, one thing that would kill metal or our community, or like this whole genre very fast, would be like people don't accepting the fact that everything is diverse, that the world is changing, that it can't be, or your mentality can't be like a black and white mentality. You need to think like outside the box. We all come together. It's like diversity is like, yeah, literally like a rainbow, and it need to be accepted. There is no space for saying like you shouldn't wear this, or this is not like a man shouldn't do that, a girl shouldn't do that, a trans person shouldn't do that. Like, it's just not feasible today. It kind of needs to stop, or it's kind of, I personally find it kind of sad that it's 2021 and people still want to stick to old mentalities, to old ways of living, instead of choosing progress, choosing a better, or yeah, in my opinion, better and diverse future.
Okay, thank you very much. Now it will be something a little kind of a reflection. I'm sure you as personally and Whiteout have a great plans. How do you see yourself as a musician in, let's say, 10 years in the future?
Oh damn, 10 years. I would hope that we, yeah, as a little childhood dream, made some money from it, toured through the world, went to Japan, went to Poland, went to America, went to all these beautiful places, and played some sick shows, and also could do a certain living out of it, to have more time creating more music for the people who enjoy it, for us. And yeah, that's how or where I would see Whiteout, like bigger, a better version, and traveling the world, playing a lot of shows, making music, and just having a very great time.
Okay, now everything which is great and good has great and good beginnings, but also has to end one moment. The last question for you would be about some kind of a pro tip, some kind of a tip for bands who are just starting up, so-called rookies. What would you tell them as advice? What they should do? What they should avoid?
I would advise them, or when I look to what we did or what changed it for us, like a lot, focus more on the business. Like, if I look back 2015, when this whole project started, 2016 I think we released our first song, I will literally say, like, write 5 songs. They don't need to be perfect. You just need to be happy with it and be like, that's cool, because you always progress, you always get better at your stuff. But get those 5 songs in, release them, and then do marketing, only marketing. And look what resources, you have 5 people in a band. Look what they can do. Is somebody good at organizing? Can somebody draw? Is somebody good with Photoshop? Can somebody even shoot videos, edit videos? Like, look what other talents are hidden in your project to save money and to reinvest that saved money into marketing. Because when I look at a lot of bands, they have baller ass videos, they have absolutely insane sound production, they have the coolest artwork, but if nobody sees it, if you don't have an audience, if you don't have a community, those things won't cut it these days. It's like every other band on the whole planet has the same things. Everybody has sick videos, everybody has sick artwork, everybody has like the best production. It's really hard to compete just on that level. You need to compete on a more business side where you say we invest in marketing, we invest in an audience to get our name out instead of just having sick cool stuff which in the end nobody sees because you don't promote it, or because the money's not here to promote it because you spent it all on a cool video.
Okay, that's very rational kind of thinking. When I heard that Metallica spent $1 million on only frantic video music, I was surprised. How you can spend so many money or just a video? So, thank you very much, Mike. It was really interesting and inspiring interview. Would you like to say something for the end to the viewers and your fans as a Whiteout?
First off, thank you very much from the whole band for this opportunity, for having this interview, for having us on your channel. Please, when you finished your work, send it to us. We will promote it on our channel to get you some exposure and hopefully some new fans. And to the people who are watching, stay true to yourself. If you create music, make some great, I don't know, awesome music. Just have a good time. You just live once, just enjoy it. And yeah, live life. I don't know what I should say.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, my own personal characteristic. Goodbye. Stay tuned, stay true, stay heavy. And that's the point.
Millions of them have been engaged in the task of defending God with their life blood. And for years, this is yours! Just goes beyond God's evil. Just me, your filthy mouth, drowning in the lies. Ugly bastards, empty promises went down the drain. I'd rather lose my son and be a part of your charade.